In December 2019, Wuhan reported the first case of novel coronavirus, otherwise known as COVID-19.
A leading health expert in China says a new coronavirus that is spreading in the country can be transmitted between humans.
Most of the nearly 300 confirmed cases are at hospitals like this one here in Wuhan, ground zero for this mysterious virus.
Narating na ng team ng World Health Organization ang Huanan Market sa Wuhan, China na itinuturong pinagmula ng COVID-19 virus.
Coronavirus disease, or also known as COVID-19, is an infectious disease caused by SARS-CoV-2 virus.
This is ground zero for the illness sparking global unease.
This is the first case in the country. The patient is currently admitted at a government hospital in Manila.
SARS-CoV-2 can spread through both direct means, droplet and human-to-human transmission, and by indirect contact, contaminated objects, and airborne contagion. This is when someone sneezes, talks, or even sings. This can result in respiratory droplet, which can be contagious and can mostly traverse around 6 feet and remain in the air for around 3 hours, according to World Health Organization.
As of April 2022, over 500 million confirmed cases and over 6 million deaths have been reported globally.
According to the World Health Organization, there are a lot of ways to reduce and prevent the risk of getting COVID-19. Some precautions are to follow local guidance, maintain a 1-meter distance from other people, avoid crowded places, avoid touching the surface in public settings, and wear masks that fits properly to protect yourself and others. Lastly, get vaccinated when it's available to you.
But even highly efficient vaccinations might lose their efficacy with time and eventually lose some of their power against infection and serious illness. Therefore, researchers feel that getting a booster shot or an extra dose of vaccine can give further protection. But most of the people are still clueless about what a vaccine booster is.
We conducted an online interview and asked 5 people about their opinion about vaccination boosters and their thoughts about having one. So the first question is, vaccinated or not?
I'm currently vaccinated.
Yes, I'm vaccinated.
Yes.
Yes.
Boosted or not?
No.
No, I'm not boosted yet.
I still didn't get my booster.
No.
No.
Are you willing to be boosted or not?
No, because being vaccinated is enough. Although booster dose is recommended for people who are vaccinated, but we all have a choice to choose, and I choose not to get booster shot.
Still student, because I think vaccines are enough to fight COVID-19.
I'm still hesitant for now because there isn't still many studies about the effectiveness of it to COVID-19, and I haven't really heard of many people getting their booster shots these days.
I'm still hesitant about that matter because I think that the vaccines that I receive are enough to fight the COVID-19. And since I already received 2 doses, I think it should be enough until the pandemic ends.
I'm still hesitant about getting boosted. I'm still not sure if I want to be boosted or not, because I know a lot of people who haven't got their booster shot yet, and I still don't see what's the need for it for now.
I will let you watch a video about a doctor stating the facts and the different researches regarding the vaccine boosters.
Look back at where it all began. Coronavirus outbreak in December 2019, which led to today's pandemic. We spent the most of 2020 and 2021 dealing with a global pandemic, and we're still dealing with it in 2022. But now comes the COVID-19 vaccinations. Experts and scientists have developed and manufactured vaccines to prevent infection, but recent study shows that their effectiveness and protection wane over time. In September 2021, the CDC recommended COVID-19 booster shots. We have noticed, particularly in recent years, that social media can be used for a lot of good, but it can also be used to spread misinformation. We believe that misinformation and the fear that comes with it spreads when people don't completely understand or comprehend something. And today, we hope to get an understanding of the COVID-19 vaccine booster specifically. We are so honored to be able to interview Dr. Janelyn Cejudo of the Philippine Health Service. She's also working for CDC. Dr. Janelyn, thank you so much for being here virtually and thank you for the generosity of your time. We may have a few questions that we'd like to ask that we think our viewers would be curious to know. To start us off, can you sort of just walk us through how vaccine booster work?
Before I start, I'd like to thank you for inviting me. Vaccines helps to protect us against such dangerous viruses. However, once you've had a shot, you may believe you're immune to that virus or disease. But this isn't always the case. Although COVID-19 vaccines remain effective in preventing severe disease, recent data reported by CDC have shown that vaccine protection wears off over time, making it less effective according to Srinivas. She also stated that for some diseases, you may need booster shots to build strong immunity. Your immune system is triggered to combat the foreign organism, just as it would if you were infected. This aids your immune system in remembering the pathogen. If you're exposed to it again, the antibodies will detect it and kill it before it causes harm. Booster shots train your body to recognize and protect itself against viruses and bacteria.
There are a lot of people on social media that post that they are still hesitant to get the vaccine booster because they still don't know the science of needing one and they think that it hasn't been tested long enough or well enough. How would you respond to that concern?
Over a year into the biggest vaccination campaign in history, more than 11.5 billion doses have been administered across 184 countries according to data collected by Bloomberg. A recent study conducted by Cross found that those recipients of low-efficacy vaccines and those who are immunocompromised was not protected with sufficient protection by the original 1-dose, 2-dose series. Therefore, boosting may be needed for them. And because of diminishing immunity to the main vaccination or because variations expressing new antigens have developed to the point where immune responses to the original vaccine antigens no longer protect sufficiently against currently circulating viruses, boosting may be required in the general population.
Okay, so we know that there is an emphasis on vaccinating as many people as possible and now an additional dose or a booster shot is being announced. So people are more curious on the effectiveness of booster and its importance. Can you tell us more about it?
A lot of people have been hesitant to take the booster shot when they receive the first 2 doses of vaccines. The reason why a lot of people study the effectiveness of COVID-19 booster doses to ensure their efficacy. The Food and Drug Administration has allowed or cleared the use of 4 COVID-19 booster dosage in the Philippines, namely Pfizer BioNTech, AstraZeneca, Sinovac, and Sputnik Light. AstraZeneca and Pfizer BioNTech and Sinovac could be used as homologous vaccines or the same type of vaccine as a third shot, according to FDA Director General Eric Domingo. While the single-dose Sputnik Light could be used as a booster shot or additional dose regardless of the vaccine brand of the first 2 shots or primary series. Regardless of the brand used in the initial series, the Department of Health suggested Moderna, Pfizer BioNTech, and Sinovac as booster doses.
And at what point after vaccinations should we get boosted?
According to CDC, you should wait 6 months after your second dose of COVID vaccine if you got the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine before getting a boost. And you should wait 2 months after getting the Johnson & Johnson vaccine before getting a boost, and that booster does not have to be the same one you originally got.
And for our last question, we've been hearing about this question by a lot of people. Is there any difference between fully vaccinated individuals and those with booster shots?
Based from the data gathered by our World in Data, 66.4% of the population in the Philippines had their first dose and 61.7% of the population are fully vaccinated. But only 11.7% of the population had their booster shot. On a recent study conducted by Spitzer on the rise of Omicron, people with booster shot were more resilient, while those without booster shot were nearly 3 times more likely to test positive. The hospitalization rate at which people who were fully vaccinated but not yet boosted is at 2.2 per 100,000 residents. In contrast, people who were fully vaccinated, including booster shot, is at 0.6 per 100,000 residents. In a different study, according to Abasi, there is a significant difference with people who received booster shot as across age groups. COVID rates were substantially lower. Deaths among those aged over 60 years old were also lower.
Thank you so much, Dr. Janelle Cejudo, for your time and sharing your expertise.
Thank you so much for inviting me, and I'm glad that I can share a little about what we're doing here at CDC to give knowledge to people who are still uninformed about the vaccine booster.
Thank you for that wonderful and informative video. Now I only have one last question towards the participants who also watched the video together with me. Did the video change your opinion about vaccine boosters? And why?
Yes, because of the video, my doubts about getting booster shots were cleared up, and I now know the importance of getting the booster shot.
Because of that video, I can now see that how booster shots are really important to us because in times today, people are now keep going out, and booster shots is really important for us to have another layer of protection from getting COVID-19.
Yes, since booster shots can train our body to recognize the virus or bacteria and defend itself. According to some research, getting a booster shot can lessen the risk of infection and severe illness with COVID-19.
Thank you so much for that video. That really helped me to understand the importance of booster shots to each one of us. And I think with that information, I can already share this with the people around me to convince them to get a booster shot. So thank you so much.
Yes, after watching the video, I now understand the significance of booster shots.
After 2 months, we will now go back to those 5 participants and ask them the same question when I first met them. And let's see if they have a different answer. So the first question is, boosted or not?
I'm currently fully vaccinated now, and I recently got my booster shot.
Yes.
I am boosted.
Now that's a different answer from what you have given me last time when I asked you the same question. I think this can be contributed to the educational video and to Dr. Cejudo, who informed us and educated us about the importance of vaccine boosters. For the very last question, what can you say about those who still don't want to get booster shots or get boosted? Do you have any message to them, as you were also hesitant at first? So maybe you can understand what they feel and you can try to educate them.
All I can say to them is go get your booster shot. The sooner the better, to prevent you and your family and all the people around you from getting infected by the so-called SARS-CoV virus.
All I can say is that it's their choice. Because the same with the vaccine, it can also help them and the people around them. With the vaccine, it can help us to prevent the disease. But since the vaccine's effectiveness is waning over time, then with the help of booster shots, it enhances the vaccines received inside them and prevents the new diseases found by the health professionals. So, with the pandemic still going on, we should always do what the health professionals told us to do and to do any preventive measures. It is because it is not only for ourselves but also to the people we love most.
Uh, the one thing I can say to those who don't want to get booster is get your booster shot as soon as possible because it can help you prevent getting COVID-19, and it also adds extra layer for you to have protection against the COVID-19.
For those who are still hesitant to get their booster shot, I firmly believe that the only thing we can do is to educate them about the importance of getting the booster dose. Booster shots are given to those who have been vaccinated, and the main importance of it is to remind the body's immune system about the virus. It needs to defend against, and it improves or gives the immune system a boost. Hence, booster shots can be a normal part of the vaccination process.
And that concludes our video for 3i. Thanks for watching the video, and I am the facilitator of Group 3. Thank you very much.